And no one demonstrated this better than our own Prophet salawatullahi wasalamuhu alayhi. Our Prophet is narrated 30, 40 years after he was done with Halima, and Halima was done with taking care of him for those number of years. 5 years, they say that Halima took care of our Prophet. They say years after. Imagine how old Halima has become at this point. Imagine the Prophet is a full-grown adult at this point. He has companions. He has followers. He's a prophet now. But they say whenever Halima used to come to visit, the Prophet used to take off his own abba. He used to spread his own abba on the ground. He said, Halima, you sit on this abba. You and I are never to forget about the work and the efforts that others made for us, even if they had issues, even if they had flaws. Many of us might look at our parents. This applies to the youngsters who are watching this right now. This applies to the elders as well. If your parents are alive, wonderful. If they're not, it still applies. Many of us might look at our parents and say, well, these parents of ours, they had this flaw and this flaw and this flaw. That might be true. But the reality is when you had nobody there for you, they were there for you. And this is why we read in Surah Al-Isra, we raise our hands and we make a dua that's very short but very sweet at the same time. وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا. Oh Allah, have mercy on them. Why? Why should Allah have mercy on the parents? كَمَا رَبَّيَانِ صَغِيرًا. Because when I had nobody, they were there for me. Because when I had nobody to feed me, they were there for me. When I had no one to look after me, those parents were there for me.